Hey guys, welcome to Real Talk. So I had the idea of popping in from time to time with some real and raw talk about living and loving across borders that usually isn't spoken about. And today I want to touch on a subject that has come up for me and several of my clients in the past, and it's that concept of feeling at home abroad. So sometimes from what we take in, it can seem that this is the only way to be headed, the final goal to pursue if you want to live a fulfilled life in another country or even as a global nomad going from country to country. But even though this idea that we can just feel at home abroad sounds catchy and promising, it also creates a little bit of resistance in me. Kind of like when my mother-in-law tells me that I should see her like a mother. Well, she's not. She's not my mother and she'll never be. And I might never fully feel at home in my host country or be perceived by the locals as one of them, because it really goes both ways, right? And the same may hold true for you, no matter how seemingly similar or different your country of residence is to the country that you grew up in. You will stand out in one or even in many ways because you'll forever have that accent, look different, and don't even get me started on cultural conditioning. I mean, the way we were raised is so decisive in how we'll view fundamental concepts like individuality, punctuality, efficiency, family, certain rules and norms and behaviors and the likes. So you may never fully feel at home abroad, but that doesn't mean that you can't have a truly enjoyable, well-rounded, and meaningful life there. So I think this kind of positive focus talk actually creates completely wrong expectations that don't match what we're experiencing and how we are being perceived. So when your expectations of what things should be like don't match the status quo of what they are like, that by definition creates suffering and it will make you feel badly about yourself and about your life abroad, which is precisely what some of my clients, and especially those who move to a different country for good, have brought up in our sessions. So the thought that I'd love to put out there for us to reflect on is that maybe feeling at home abroad is completely overrated. I think we need to think completely differently about our adaptation process abroad and our sense of belonging to a country that we weren't born and raised in. Because if we keep pretending that things should or could be like a certain way, which they're not, then we can never really overcome them. We need to first accept what is, set realistic expectations, and then we can start working on making the most of it, getting the best out of it, and really enjoying our experience abroad. So if you've been following me around, you'll know two things. First is that I teach that our sense of home and belonging should always predominantly be linked to ourselves, our home within, our inner happy place, as I call it, which by the way doesn't mean that we don't also need to feel a sense of belonging to others, because as human beings we really do. Rather, it means that without having that sense of belonging to ourselves first, we'll never fully feel like we'll belong to anything or anyone or anywhere else for that matter. And then secondly, you might recall a phrase that I shared with you in the past, which is, living abroad is not what defines you. Only what you make of yourself and of your life does. And that's exactly what I'm doing and what I wish for you with all my heart. To be able to enjoy your cross-border life that isn't defined by whether you'll ever truly feel at home or just like another local. Because that's quite possibly an unrealistic expectation to have. However, you can have high and very realistic expectations for the things that you can't control, like the home you're creating for your family, not just the physical home, but also the whole atmosphere. The efforts that you make to connect with others and to make new friends, to learn about and adopt certain habits of the place, but also to embrace your differences, laugh about them even from time to time. And most importantly, your life abroad will be defined by how you handle challenges and rise above them. So now I'd love to hear your thoughts on the concept of feeling at home abroad. Do you feel like this is a goal that motivates you and inspires you? Or do you feel like it's an unrealistic expectation that actually burdens you? Join me for some real talk in the comments below. And thanks so much for tuning in. See you next time. Bye.